Would a dog run back to its vomit? Girl, please. A lot of times when people choose to walk away from something, they're not walking away necessarily because it's not worth it. They're walking away from it because it's challenging them to grow. There have been some times in my life where I have absolutely walked away from things because they were hard, not because it wasn't worth it. However, if you ask me now, no, I don't regret it because I had to learn. But scripture says the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one who endures to the end. You have to learn how to go through. And while you're going through it, you have to know how to pray, what to pray. You have to know how to hold on. Otherwise, anytime a challenge is presented to you, you're always going to be like, oh no, something's hard. I need to run away. And we can't do that anymore because at this point, and you know better, you got to do better. When things come up, when you have the tendency to run away from them, you need to evaluate why you're running away from them. Are you running away because it's inducing growth in your life? Or are you running away because it's not worth it? Because honey, there is a difference. There is a huge difference. I remember in high school, I took this field biology class. It kicked my behind, okay? And it was so hard because I'm not somebody that likes to hike or do anything like that. And it wasn't hard for me to get a good grade because I've always been very book smart. But as far as like the hiking and stuff goes, I was just not that kid that liked to do that. And the class was only about 4 weeks long, but every weekend we were having camping trips, going on hikes and stuff. And for me, it was not fun. It was hard. And I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, can you please get me out of this class? And she was like, no, you're gonna finish. And I was so sad, y'all. I lost so much weight. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't eating or because we were going on 10-mile hikes like all the time. Like we were very active in this class. But she made me finish. I was mad at my mom because this was like right before my senior year. But at the end of it, I was glad that she made me stay because it built some stick-to-itiveness about me. You understand? Like I remember when I ran for a state title and I got it and I was about to go to nationals and I was ready to give up then. But I had people encouraging me. They were like, no, you've come this far. Like I would hate to see you quit or I hate to see you go. But when I got toward the end of it, I realized that I was so happy that I stuck to it because it promoted personal development. If you've ever been in the pageant system, if you ever have done anything of that nature, it helps with personal development. And y'all, I'm gonna be 30 in a couple of weeks. And some people don't believe that even at my big age, that I'm still figuring out who I am as a person. I'm learning something new about myself every day, and I'm learning that I can do hard things. It's okay to be nervous about it, but one thing we're not gonna do this year, especially, we're not gonna walk in fear anymore, babe. We can't do that. So remembering that you can do hard things when you're going through these moments that just seem so anxiety inducing, regardless of what it is, you really gotta evaluate the situation. I've had to tell myself many times, I'm worth the finish. I owe it to myself to stick it through. I owe it to myself to stick this out. I owe it to myself to persevere. I owe it to myself to endure because I'm too comfortable knowing what it feels like not to do it, and that's not okay. A lot of people say quitting is not an option. It is. It's an option, but you'll never know how good it could have turned out. If you're scared to fail, at least you tried. Failure is proof of trying. We can't be so afraid to fail. Sometimes people just telling you isn't enough, or people encouraging you doesn't feel like enough. And I understand that the unknown can be really intimidating. I understand that the unknown can be really scary. However, you won't know if you don't try. You won't know if you don't stick it out. If you still care and you ran away from it, maybe circle back to it and see what could happen with that. Now, if it's like a toxic situation, I'm not telling you to run back to no X, no Y, no Z. I'm not telling you to do that. So don't say, Jasmine, no, I didn't tell you to do that. I'm saying if there was something that you had that was a task that you still care about, that's still worth it to you, and you walked away from it, evaluate whether it was hard or whether it just wasn't worth it. Evaluate, because there's a difference. That's what I'm saying. Disclaimer. I'll never tell you to run back to no old thing. Would a dog run back to its vomit? Girl, please. I wanted to encourage you, honey, to endure to the end. You will have hard moments, but if you do a lot of start, stop, maybe we should unpack that. Maybe I want you to not be so quick to give up something that's good for you. If it's not good for you, run. If you are still watching this video, put a running emoji down in the comments. Like I've told you before, growth looks so good on you. While we are yet on this earth, honey, we got some growing to do. You're gonna surprise yourself and the things are gonna work out better than you expect them to. Things might get rocky, things might get challenging, but guess what? You are going to make it. Just hang in there. Hang in there, honey. You're gonna be all right. I hope I could encourage you today, and I hope that you walk away with something that you can use. So, to you on the other side of the screen, I just speak life over you. I speak the joy of the Lord over you. I speak peace over you. I speak strength over you. I speak endurance over you. And I pray that you will remain in the Lord's perfect will. It is 6:17. My ride will be here at 6:30. Well, she said 6:30. However, my girl is very prompt, so she's gonna be here at 6:27. Clock it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.